beating our record. Go on then, Susan, how many have been in the ring? We're going to have a final tot up, but we have beaten the record of last year, so the amount of tractors are in the ring, so happy day, that's excellent. Hang on, let me just stop you there. Are you on a recovery mission? Oh no, no, you were. Oh no. Oh, it's running now, oh excellent. So, I always say the Massies have to recover all the others, don't they, you know? So don't you break down now, I said that, will you? So here we got another multi-power 35X. Again, a very iconic tractor for a Massive. Puts in the Perkins engine. Harry Ferguson, 3-point linkage to the rear. Got that, but this tractor's kept quite busy, isn't it? You take it everywhere, don't you?
I do. It was restored by my husband about 20 years ago from being our yard tractor. It's been restored. I bring it to shows. I've learned how to plough, take part in ploughing competitions, and lots of road runs. And she's my baby, and she's called Maisie.
Yeah, Maisie's always seen everywhere on the road runs, everywhere. So good. Thank you, Abby. Have a good rest of the day. Just going to stop, pick a few hours. Everyone can see here. There's no point us going for back because you know the public aren't going to see it. Do you know much about this little fender here? This is quite unusual, this tractor.
It is. It's a 1967 car with one seat.
Air-cooled engine? You think so? What year is it? Do you know?
67.
1967. And you've got are you part of a collection of fence you bought here this weekend?
The 4.
So shall I jump up in the cab there then and I'll introduce, I'll pick on them as well? Yeah, that sounds good. Excellent. Right, I'll jump up on there then and see if they can tell us a bit about this one. So this is obviously a bit unusual. So this is quite a rare bit of kit, I think. I don't know much about fence, but I think this is quite unusual. Is there anyone in here that knows a bit about this one? That wants to say a few words about it?
Well, as far as I can tell, it is 1990s, the late 1990s, 96 I think, or 97? Yeah, 97, 4-cylinder, would have been used as a tool carrier, hence not having a front. Yeah, other than that, don't really know.
Yeah, no, it's pretty unusual. Everyone says, where's the bonnet gone? It's lost the bonnet. But yes, to say, we're about tool carrier. So obviously from the cab, as I can witness, you've got a massive view of the actual link arms. And obviously on a normal track, you would have all this on the back, and you have to try and reverse, turn your back, trying to hitch up. And obviously this would have been built for a specific job. And whatever that job is, obviously you need to keep an eye on the front and what the link arms are doing. And when I say the link arms, that's the two arms at the front. As I say, that's obviously built for a specific purpose, but I'd say I don't know much about fence, but I know that is quite an unusual tractor, especially in these parts, so thank you for bringing it along, that's great. Nice to see all these fence and a bit of a collection. Another one, I think these all fence are air-cooled, but I'll be proving. I'll just stop here. Does anyone else know about this job? We've got a bit of an instruction manual in this one here, so do you enjoy driving around this tractor today?
Yeah, it's nice and easy to drive. Just, yeah, don't crash.
Yeah. And what we got on this one here then? So, is it, what year is this one? Does it say on here? 1985 this pen is. And that's where it's purchased in 1985. 56 horsepower. Now I'm not being funny, for a tractor this size, 56, that's quite a high amount of horsepower, and that must seem to be a bit of a fence thing, I must say. I think their engines are pretty high horsepower for the size of the actual tractor. I'll speak to Eli, the one there. You can normally hear him before you see him, so here he goes. So he's a bit of a fan of the old fence, so we'll jump up in the cab. He's in a two-wheel drive one today, so I don't know where he got this from. Come on, you're not going to stop, you're not going to get out of it. I'll try not to get run over. Right, go on then, Matt, tell us a bit about these fences. I know you know a bit more than what I do.
Well, the fence I'm in currently is Trevor's 11. It's a 1978 Fence 611 two-wheel drive. I think he imported it from the continent somewhere. No, it doesn't like.
Don't like up here. I think it's getting the air through the cab. To get out, got away with it that time. So the one Eli normally drives to tow all these tractors around, I think it's this one here, this four-wheel drive 612. Yeah, it is that one, but this is really noisy, so it's got to be that one. So it's obviously 4-wheel drive. Again, I don't know much about these, but unfortunately we can't hear we're in the cab. But again, these we had a bit of a presentation on these earlier in the ring, so I know we had a bit more of a description on those. So moving on to the fence, then we've got a couple of John Deere's into the ring. These obviously quite modern ones, 6420. This one here is a 6930. I know these were pretty 6930 or the 69 series were pretty good, pretty popular. And obviously you can see with these going around the ring today how things have moved on really. So that's the 2007, 2009. This is obviously a bit of a jump up from your little grey Fergie. And obviously speaking as a bit of a Ferguson, a massive enthusiast, seeing this great new one here in the ring as well, you know, I think that's got to be 300 or 400 horsepower at least, if not more. So again, things have moved on so much, so it's getting nice to see. It's a bit of a contrast in the ring. So we've got Nathan then turning up then with his Forza Major, and he's got his stationary baler here on the back and his period hay trailer. Now this has been done to create this sort of period look. So back in the sort of, I'd say 50s, I would sort of say, or even a bit earlier than that, sort of late 40s, 50s. This would have been a very good, or very example of a, should we say, a threshing contractor, or certainly a farmer, would have travelled down the road with a little road train like this. And some people say, oh my god, it looks horrendous, but this is what they used to do. And Nathan's done this. There's a nice little bit of a presentation for us, so I'll hand you over to Nathan. He can tell you a bit more about what he's driving here and all the influence he's got on the back.
Cheers, Anthony. Yeah, so as he said, this is a 1956 Fulton diesel Major with the Ross Junior baler. That's out of Lanark in Scotland. They were built sort of around the late 40s, I think about 1948 through to about 1956. The hay trailer behind was built by a local manufacturer near Stonegate in Sussex. Freshly rebuilt by myself and a friend of mine, Ed, from timber that was all sourced in Sussex as well. So the whole road train is sort of, as he said, typical of what a contractor would have had at some point in the sort of 40s, 50s, possibly even into the 60s. Whether or not you would have also had a second tractor with a threshing drum and a hay elevator and other such implements. But this one is perfectly typical of what a haymaking type contractor would do for small holdings and smaller farms.
Thank you, Nathan, brilliant. It's nice for us to see. And also talking as a nice period looking exhibit is this another one here, this Ford 4000 with its own trailer. This one come up as well, and we'll interview this one here, this owner. Typical Ford 4000 with his tipping trailer. This is another one that looks the part. If I can get you to stop here, mate. This is this nice and this 3 tonne, I think it's a 3 tonner trailer on here with the Ernest Doe badge. I know this trailer's got a bit of history. I'll let the gentleman on the seat tell us a bit more about it. 4000, again, this is a typical look, you know, the trailer and the tractor, this suits the track. This is again another typical farming sort of look, what it would have been on a farm when it was all brand new. So go on, mate, tell us a little bit about this little setup here.
Trailer was just after lockdown as a little bit of therapy, and I found it at a farm sale for peanuts, absolutely rotten to bits. Most of the metal work was okay. As far as I can make out, the trailer has been made on about a 1942 Cannon axle with the bolt together military wheels. It was sold as a new machine or a new trailer in the 50s odd. It was then resold through Doe's in 1972 to the farm that I bought it off of. And the guy was quite young when he said his father bought it, and it had been on the farm since the 70s, and I only bought it about 6 years ago. And I just literally use it to go to shows. A local firm at Peterborough called Wheatley Tipping Trailers. Tractor was just a local tractor that we got in Essex, and it's just therapy to come out every weekend and enjoy it realistically, and take the kids out during the week to go shopping.
Oh, there you go. Why not? You look the part of it, mate, so you look like you're enjoying yourself. Why not? Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for bringing it this weekend for everyone to see. The next then we've got our Fulton going on from our Ford. We've got our Ford Dexter going slightly older. I'm not sure what year this one is. What year is that? 58, yes, 58, that's right. So yeah, Fulton Dexter, 3-cylinder engine, diesel engine now. This is like Ford's equivalent to the little grey Fergie that we all know. You can see how the resemblance is actually very similar. PTO, the 3-pot linkage here. But yeah, you can just think you can you know, spiral decks from Mars, obviously it's like blue, but obviously you can see the different front end, the nose cones are all a little bit different to a Ferguson. So yeah, that was Ford's pretty much replica of the Fergie, and it's a nice little size tractor. Again, very popular on the small holdings and the small farmers, and a lot of them now are still actually running. You could quite easily put a topper and a trailer on that. And again, this one's in its working clothes, that's where it all gets used, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, again, another good all-round tractor. Right, where are we going to go to now then? So I'm going to see if we can get a few more tractors driving around. We've got a few more here we haven't discussed, so I'll move up this end. So I'm going to talk about a little grey Fergie, so I'll be a bit naughty to miss out where they all started really. So we've got this little Ferguson, which is one of the smallest tractors in the ring here. I did bring this in earlier on the commentary. It's a Ferguson Brown Type A. This is actually a David Brown tractor, but Ferguson then patented it to put their 3-point linkage on the back. So when we're on about our grey Fergies, this was actually the first tractor with a 3-point linkage ever to be produced. So yeah, it's a bit of a unique tractor. It's a Kent tractor, JKO, local reg. Shepherd and Dean Brewery actually had this tractor from new, and that's where that started life. Yeah, it's kept in its original conglodes. It's got its full tyres. It runs pretty well. Hopefully I can get it started to get out of the ring. Otherwise it'll be a bit embarrassing, as it is my own tractor, but we'll see about that. You never know with these tractors, they're always a bit temperamental, should we say. But yes, I didn't want to miss that one out, as it's at with all these big tractors here swallowing it up. 27N here, again, petrol paraffin. When these Fordsons come out, like the standard, you would have to crank with this handle here, and then later they brought out the starter motor, electric start, which obviously pretty much made these tractors so much easier to crank over. As I tell you what, on a cold morning trying to get these ones to start, it's always a bit of a struggle. So yes, once electric start and 12-volt batteries were invented, it made these tractors a lot easier to use. So we got our second. It's very unusual to have two 1150s in one venue, I must say, especially in one ring. We got the other one there, which is Simon's Right, just slightly further back. And when I say it's quite unusual, so these tractors weren't actually, should we say, offered to the UK market. They were American design, American built for Massey Ferguson's behalf. As you can see by the size of it, it was a dragging tractor. When I say dragging tractor, it would actually be drawbar work. So they'd put a cultivator or something like that, obviously in the vast fields that obviously America, you know, they have in America. There's a big V8 engine there, plenty of power, plenty of weight obviously with the wheels. See if we can speak to, I don't know where the owner is, who owns this tractor, but is it this one here? Do you own this tractor? I was just saying, it's so nice to have two of these. It's very rare to have one, let alone two. So I was just explaining about the American market. But can you tell the public how long you've had it and where you got it from?
It actually came from America. I saw it advertised, bought it, and it took about 6 months to actually get it shipped over here. I think from memory it was about £5,000 some odd pounds I paid for it, which was pretty good. I've not really done much to it. It does give a few little problems, but it is, you know, 1970 tractor, so you've got to expect that really.
Yeah, I was just noticing, I don't know what you're saying, but I reckon you can see how they've cut down the shop. Was that to get it in a container, do you reckon, to get it over here? That's quite common to see. I wonder if that's what they've done to make it the full width and the side. Because I know that normally would stick out the side a fair bit, wouldn't it? Yeah, so they've done that to ship it over, haven't they?
Three tractors in the one container, and that's the reason. But I've actually got some tubing made up that slide over that, and the keyway is cut in the tube. This is the key, and then the end of it's all been plated nicely, so it looks, to all intents and purposes, like the axle.
No, I was just saying, as I say, another mate of mine he had the same thing done. It's quite common, so you could get a lot of these tractors get shipped over, and that's quite a common thing to happen. So thank you for bringing it this weekend. It looks the part. Are you going to keep it original?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And it's nice. It's got all the wheel weights in the side there. It does look smart, doesn't it?
It's a big tractor to start to restore, really, and it could be a can of worms if you did start doing that. I think, to be honest.
You've only got to speak to Simon over there. I think he'll tell you what. Right, so going back then to away from the 1150. We go to the 165 now. Now this sounds a bit mad, but when they were 70s, the 1150s, and these 165, 175, 178s, they were 70s, and this is pretty much what the English farmers were buying, and you can see the difference in size. And this was a 165, was a big tractor when it was come out. I know it doesn't look very big now compared to some of these tractors in the ring, but this was a big tractor, and if you had a 165 upwards, you were a big, big farmer really, So yeah, it's nice to see the compass. But again, 100 series had this square bonnet, and they kept that right from the 135 right up to the biggest 100 series, which is I think the 188. So yes, so there you go. But yes, so then we've got moving on for our 35. We discussed a little bit of a 35 earlier. We'll just talk a little bit about this yellow one here. Some of you can see it, I know some of you can't. But we'll see if in a minute, when I get the okay, we'll start moving a few more round so you can see a few more. But the yellow and grey livery on these masses was totally from industrial purposes, basically. It's an industrial market. When I mean industrial, that would be for highway use and parks and councils, basically. And as you say, this one on the bonnet here, Swanley Parish Council. So it's nice to have a local council tractor here. It's nice it survived. This is why it's all the wings and that have survived very well. You've got the front wings, the rear wings, the better braking system. It's, as I say, tractors just weren't used for farming, they were used for a wide range of applications. So it's good to have them in the ring. So I'm going to move a little bit into the centre. I'm not going to go too far back, as I know you guys can't see me, but I'm just trying to give you a bit of an example of what we've got in the ring in terms of ages and sizes. We've got some Leylands in here as well. Nice to see the Leylands out there. 272, Leyland and Marshall were a bit of a thing. We've got a Marshall 804 XL here as well, which is nice to see. And then I'm going to see if I can pick on him as well. He's hiding over the back here. I'm only going to give him a chance. It's quite nice to see a Marshall 804 here. So sorry, I'm going to pick on you a little bit. I'm just trying to get it fair, walk around everyone.
Yeah, it's my Marshall 804. It's had quite a lot of work done to it, but put a clutch in. And still, well, not problems, but wearing problems from using it. But I've just had a problem with the brakes, but it's alright. It's now good working again. So yeah, but it's got it. It came from Cumbria and it's come all the way down here, and it's been here in Kent since probably 2000. So yeah, but when I got it, I had no clutch in it, and this is a year later, painted up and it's working. So yeah.
Well, it's nice to have it, and it's I like these because, as I say, they were quite unique, and it was a bit of a moment for Marshall, wasn't it? So it's good to see it. So thank you for bringing it. Right, so there's a few. I'm just going to check the time. There's a few things I want to do before we set them off. A few thankers I want to do. So we've got a bit longer. I'm just going to go down here towards the back to see what we can find. So we've got a range of Forstner standards here at the back. All different colours, and that was basically the different colours of the Forstner pretty much tells us the actual age. You can age a Forstner roughly by what colour it's painted. I'm going to, I know I picked on a few of you boys, but I'm going to pick on, sorry Sam, you're going to have to do it, take one for the team here, mate. I've picked on him earlier. Let's tell us about your blue water washer stand. I did to him, I said you can pretty much date it roughly by the colour of some of these Forstners, but tell us a little bit about your blue standard here.
Well, she's a 1935, I think, maybe 36. I'm only the third owner of it, bought it 6 years sort of in bits. It was essentially an empty engine block bolted to a gearbox. And yeah, I've kind of brought it up to how it is now over 2 years, and it's been showing ever since. We haven't really replaced much on it, to be fair. A lot of it's original, and yeah, we're quite happy with her now.
Nice to see it, and I know I was even involved a little bit. It took us nearly a day to get the back wheel off it, didn't it? So I remember that quite well. So that's brilliant. So right, I'm going to venture up a little bit here to the top here.
Hello everyone. I just want to do a little thing for Anthony, our commentator. I think he's done a brilliant job this weekend, and I just like everyone in the ring and around the ring to show their appreciation. So if you've got a horn, toot your horn, clap your hands. Let's make some noise for Anthony. Thank you very much.
Much everyone, but I'm going to get my own back now, as I've been asked to do a little request as well that Lawrence doesn't know about as well. So Lawrence has been very helpful with Susan here this weekend, and I think we're all pretty knackered, especially Susan. I'm sorry to pick on you there, I'm going to get told off now, but never mind. No, so Lawrence is, I think next year, Lawrence, I hear you're having a year off, and you're going travelling, so we wish you all the best, mate. We shall miss you. And I'm now thinking, Christ, he's going to get all these tracks in the ring, but never mind. I'll think about that next year. And also, again, if it wasn't for the Tractor Fest team, we wouldn't be having a display like this. And turning around here, look at this now, I think, Christ, you know, I think everyone's done really well. And thank you to every exhibitor for bringing all their tractors here. Susan's given me a number, so I suppose I better tell you all how many are in the ring. We have beaten the record, so currently in this ring is 175 tractors. So I think you need to give yourself a big round of applause. So there you go. That means then, Susan, so you've done, how many tractors did we actually have entered this year in Tractor Fest? Well, you had actually 300 tractors. Just tractors exhibited this year, and Susan here has done a massive amount of work and all the paperwork, all your entries that come in. So can we please, just before we leave, rev your engines and shout, beat your horns for Susan, who does all the tractors for you. So thank you, Susan. Go on, go, go, go. Look at that. Excellent, making us the best applause I think we've ever had. Right, can everyone make their way out very slowly please? Thank you very much. Just go steady please. Show's obviously still on. Don't go too mad. Just be careful everyone, the public, there's tractors everywhere, so I hope you enjoyed the show this year. We shall see you all next year. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that Massey Ferguson, I've just managed to get a look at the that was supplied by EO Coldwell. EO Coldwell actually still going now. Mostly sell Isuzus and Subarus and various bits of lawnmowers. I think they still sell tractors, I don't know which ones though. I've been to their place before. There's another Massey Ferguson 135. Showed you this earlier. It's in the sort of arrangement. Oh, look out. Nearly got rear-ended there.